Okay, here's a simple truth. Plans reduce anxiety. If you don't do a lot of planning, which that means you're a lot like me, you have to force yourself, or at least intentionally set aside time to do some planning. It is well worth it. Keep watching and I'll tell you why. Hi, my name is Shawn Sommerkamp and this is Motivationeer Christian Coaching.
So
yeah, obviously, you want to get rid of anxiety, write out a plan. There's a pretty funny and famous quote from Spike Lee, who would call himself a Christian. He said, I don't have a dream. He said, I'm not Martin Luther. I don't have a dream. I have a plan, which I love. The guy's a brilliant director, producer, writer, Planning makes opportunities appear more approachable and achievable. Dwight D. Eisenhower, I didn't mean this to be a video of a bunch of quotes, but when he was president of the United States, or maybe when he was a general, a 5-star general, he said, I have found that in times of war, plans are useless, but planning is indispensable, which is kind of a nod to many are the plans in a man's heart. It's the Lord's purpose that prevails. Here's a beauty about the science behind this anxiety reduction when there's plans. Plans require kind of documenting, scoping, writing out, mapping, creating milestones, things like that, modest things like that. When we do that, what we're overcoming is a psychological principle known as the Ziggernick Effect. I've done a few videos about this on my channel. One of them was List It or Lose It, right? If you want to go learn a lot more about Bluma Ziggernick, please go watch that video. But ultimately, the science shows if it's just staying up here, it's going to create dissonance inside our minds and our bodies. Our brains are going to create cortisol and adrenaline inside of us. So when we get it out on the paper or digitally in a mind mapping software or tool, whatever, it will immediately act as an anxiety reduction system. But more subtly, if you start going up the chain of command and gaining more and more and more and more responsibilities, you will start to notice there's this almost constant low level of uneasiness until you take the steps to handle one big item that you've got going on, and then all of a sudden you start feeling a lot better. That's the Ziggernick Effect happening. What I'm encouraging you to consider doing by making plans to reduce those anxieties is prioritize them. Prioritize all the things that you have in your overall responsibility in the role that you have. Even if you're not a very high leader, you still have responsibilities. Prioritization is planning. Now, I've done a bunch of videos of three specifically on prioritization. I love all of them. They're 3 of my favorite videos because I love to prioritize. That's a great way to reduce anxiety. Create a list of priorities and kind of keep it updated. I think Albert Einstein said, a clever person solves problems, a wise person avoids them. This is what prioritization can do for us. It can help us avoid little landmines. There is another video I did, Lateral versus Linear Thinking. I think that's what it's called, which basically says we are way more efficient in the output in our role when before we take the very first step of a new project, we think through all the potential roadblocks or hazards that could happen on the course or lifespan of that project before taking the first step. Many times we don't do that preemptively because people are kind of breathing down our neck wanting us to get started, and it's easy to say, hey, I'm off and running, I'm down the road, I'm getting stuff done, and reporting back, and then they can report to their supervisors, hey, Sommerkamp is getting the job done, but we're doing it very inefficiently, and we're carrying a ton of anxiety with us because we haven't planned. So I do encourage us to keep in mind, write it out somewhere, put it on your computer, on your wall, and lipstick on your mirror. Plans reduce anxiety, and then let your mind go to What are some of the great ways that you can create plans? One thing I do is prioritization, but you're going to come up with others. And when you do, I would love to hear from you. So please be sure to write back. Okay, let me know how this works for you. What is it you're doing to reduce your anxiety by planning? I'd love to hear from you. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe for 2 new videos each week. Tell me in the comments below about your career situation, and I'll make a video for you with a shout out. You can also become a member at Motivationeer.com. Your career is not just a way to make a living, it's a way to transform the world.